everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be doing a full face of affordable makeup, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell right down below so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. If things are a little different in this video, I did get a new camera for my birthday, so I'm still trying to figure out all the features with it, but the lighting and quality seems way better already with this camera. It films in 4K instead of using my iPhone that I was using before, and I have a lot more ability with zoom and everything, so I'm excited. Let me know if there's anything you see in these videos as far as like camera goes that you think I should fix, just so that as I'm getting used to this camera I can fix those things in future videos. So let's get started with the video. I have a bunch of things I haven't tried before to try in this video, and just some really cool products that I found. So yeah, and it's all affordable. You pretty much can find any of these products at Walmart or Ulta. So yeah, and for all of the tools, I'm going to use affordable tools, so Moda and Morphe brushes and Morphe sponge. So yeah, let's get started. For primer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lit From Within primer. It's this yellowy primer. It's not actually yellow, I think it's like white, but it comes in this yellow tube. So put a little bit on the finger, and we'll just spread this on the face. So this is like a pore filling primer is what it seems to be like. I got it at Walgreens, I think, when I was on a work trip for training, and it seemed really nice. So, and it really moisturizes the skin and fills. So that's what I like, is having one that not just fills your pores. Sometimes those can be drying, but this one also moisturizes. So next up, I'm going to try the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. So this is the new foundation. Trying to get it so you can see it. There we go. And I have shade 120 Classic Ivory. So it's not focusing. There we go. 120 Classic Ivory. So it looks like it might be a little dark, but we'll test it out. They didn't have very many shades on my Walmart because they didn't have this yet at Ulta when I went and got it. And then like the next weekend that I went to Ulta, they had them and a lot more shades. So we'll try this out, and I'll do a wear test to see how it looks. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the Morphe complexion sponge. So this is my favorite one of the Morphe ones. It looks more like a beauty blender and it's way softer. So I'm just going to put about that much, and if that's enough, we'll see. Just dab it on. Looks like the shade will probably work to blend it. Yeah. So the shade seems like it's going to work. And it definitely does have an SPF smell because there's SPF 50 in this. So this is really going to be good for the summertime to use. So we will see how it goes. So I think I'm going to use a little bit more for my forehead and T-zone. Those usually are the places I need a little extra coverage. I'll dab a little bit on. Just keep blending, blending, blending. But this one is nice because it actually has this flat part, so it makes it super easy to blend. Just finish blending out that T-zone. But this actually gives a really nice coverage. It says it's a full coverage, and I would say it is pretty full coverage. It's covering up all my red spots, which is really nice. And I really like that. I do tend to go more for a full coverage foundation than a not full coverage foundation, so we'll see. Let's get a mirror and see how this looks up close. Yeah, so this foundation actually is really nice. I haven't put any concealer or powder on yet, so I really like this foundation. It'll probably be a go-to this summer. Next up for concealer, I'm so excited to try this. I've heard really good things about it, but it hasn't been at my Walmart or my Ulta or like anywhere around me. And with any cream products, I tend not to like to get them online because usually when I do that, the shade's all wrong because my undertones change. So this is the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. You can see it. And this is the shade Medium Peach. So I've heard that this stuff actually sets really fast, so we will work fast with this. It's got a nice size doe foot, so let's work with this. And that's like the perfect shade for concealer for me. And a good amount of product comes out on this doe foot, which is really nice. Just put it under the eyes and along the T-zone to balance out the face. I'm just gonna spread this all out. So if you see me looking over that way a little bit, my camera actually has a flip out little view screen, so I can just look at that to make sure everything's in focus and everything's all good with the camera. Make sure it's actually still recording. This concealer is really good. It is covering up everything. So that actually looks really nice, and it just sets it all pretty. Use that mirror to look up close. Yes, that really just covered all my redness that I get. So most of my redness is right in here, and it just covered it. So I like that. Next up for cream contour, I'm going to use just that e.l.f. concealer in shade Deep Chestnut. So I just get a shade a little darker, and we're just gonna cream contour with this. Just do a little bit. Like 2 dots on the nose. So we're just gonna quickly work with this and just take the side of the sponge and just blend that out. This blends so easily if you work with it quickly. And I love that with concealers. And then for the nose, I take a little Luxie brush. It's a large shader brush. So Luxie's actually a pretty affordable brand. And then just go in on the nose. And that just really like defines out your nose and just makes it good. So I will set this all with powder and everything so that it doesn't get as harsh lines. And I'll go in. So I go in with the sponge and just tap on the side of the nose after you've blended it, and that just really completes that and blends it in really, really nice. So next up for powder, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Bake and Blot powder in the shade Translucent. So this is just the set, like the hard powder. They have this in loose powder too. I just don't have it to try out. But this I'm going to use and just set the whole face with this. I prefer a translucent powder than any other ones because you can set your whole face with a translucent powder because it doesn't really change the colors of the products you have underneath. I go a little heavier with the powder wherever I put that highlighting concealer, and then everywhere else I'll just go in loosely with a bigger brush. So this little brush is a JH07 that I used to do the under eyes, and wherever I put that, and then I go in with the JH02 and just wipe away any of that extra powder and just take a little bit more on the rest of the face. So far I am loving the way this base products are looking on my face. They have set really nicely so far. So right now it's 12:05. So we will check back in later and see how the foundation and everything works with my face and see how it's set throughout the whole day. So we'll have a lot of time to look at the products. So next up, I was really excited to see this at Walmart. I haven't tried any, it's a Profusion palette. So I have not tried any of the Profusion ones. This one was $4.98. Crazy, I know. It has, on the back it says it's 9 eyeshadows, 1 highlighter, and 2 blushes. So I'm not sure if this one could also go as a bronzer because it's the name of it's Bronzite. So we'll test it out. If it's not a bronzer, we'll use a different bronzer. So open this up, then we will test out the eyeshadows. So you can see inside it has a ton of eyeshadows. So we'll get started with these. First up, I'm going to use the JH30 brush and go into the shade called Mellow right here to go all over the eyelid. To grab mirror to get closer. So just take this in. Actually, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see the eyeshadows. So just, this one's pretty much my skin tone, so you're not really going to be able to tell a difference on the eye. Next up, I'm going to use some of the brushes from the Morphe Pride collection. So this is an M513, so you can get this in just their Morphe collection, just won't have the cool colors all over it, but you can still get these. And then I'm going to go into the shade Grand to deepen up that crease. This is a nice fluffy brush we're going to use, so I just start on the outside and just start working that color in. And I love Morphe brushes. They're like the softest brushes ever, and they're so affordable. You can buy them in kits, which are cheaper, or you can just buy them individually if you find brushes you like I've done that with some of the foundation brushes. I'll buy those separately because I like to have a few of those in my collection so I don't have to wash my brushes all the time. So we're going to take some of that on the other eye. Just keep working and deepening up that crease. Next step, I'm going to go in with an M222 brush. So this is very similar shape, let's see, to my favorite Jaclyn Hill brush. If I can find it, it's dirty. It's very similar shape to this one. It's a little shorter if you can see, but it will get the job done. So this is a JH33 that I love to use it with so many different looks. So next we're going to go into outgoing, so it's this little darker brown, and we're going to keep deepening up that crease. So I love this palette because it's just very nudes and golds and all the colors I love to wear. So just keep going in and deepening up that crease. So you do have to work with these eyeshadows a little bit and just keep getting pigment on them. It seems to work better if you push and then spread, because you'll get a lot of that pigment coming off on the eye. So as you can see, it's just deepening up the crease. And we're not going to go crazy dark with this look today because it's just supposed to be like a lighter color. So let's work on the other eye. Just deepen up that crease some more. Okay, next up, I'm going to go in with an M507 brush. So it's just this, see it, this little tiny detail brush. And we're going to go into the shade Tawny right here. It's the darkest shade in the palette, and we're just going to work that on the outer V of the eye just to give that some dimension. So just take it and push it on the outer V. And I just really work this, just keeping it in. It doesn't have to be blended fully, because I'm going to go back in with a different brush to blend. So onto the other eye. And then go back in with that first, or the second brush that we use for color, the M513, and just blend out those colors together just so that they really meld all in to each other. As you can see, the outside is just a little darker. It's not a super dark color palette, which I personally like. I don't go for a ton of dark colors all the time. But yeah, so next we are gonna go in with shimmer, my favorite part. And I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut, the Prep, Set, and Refresh. So I'm gonna spritz my brush with that. This is the M16 brush, just a rounded top flat brush. And I'm gonna go into the shade Brilliance right here. We're gonna go all over the lid with that. I love the smell of this spray. It just smells straight up like coconuts. So just gonna go in with this color all over the lid. This color is so pretty. It's so golden. But you definitely have to work with this. It might work better with the finger. I'll try that on the other eye to see how using a finger works. So let's try with the finger on the other eye and see if you get more color payoff that way. So it doesn't seem like you actually get more using a finger. Like, there's some. But it seems like it works better with a wet brush. So I'm just gonna keep using the brush. colors are so pretty in this palette. But they do take a lot to work with to get them to have payoff. So that's the shimmer shade on. Next up, we'll do under the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with just a flat top brush. You know, looks like that. It's a JH43 brush, and with that darker shade Tawny. And just go right along the lash line, lower lash line, I should say. Do that on both eyes. And then go in with that M222 brush that we used. So the rounded top brush, and just whatever product's on there, and just smudge out that line underneath on the lash line so that it doesn't look as harsh. And then I'm gonna go in with tiny little brush. It's an M326 brush. It's just this tiny little flat round top brush. And I'm going to go back into that brilliant shade that we used. Actually, no. I'm going to go into the highlighter one that is included into this palette. And put that in the inner corner and beneath the brow bone. That does give a good amount of pop to the eye and then beneath the brow bone. So if you watch my videos, I do not really do my eyebrows. If I do, I usually just take the Tarte Busy Gal brow and just run it through. I have such big bushy eyebrows, I don't really need to do them. So I don't waste the time doing them. And if you also watch my videos, you know I don't do my mascara until after I do my setting spray. So I'm going to zoom you guys back out a little bit and we will finish off the face. So I'm going to swatch the different ones in here just to see how they look, because I'm not sure if this is a true blush or if it could be used as a bronzer. So I'm going to swatch those for you and show you what they look like. So that's the highlighter shade. Ooh, that's really pretty. So it's a highlighter shade. That's the one we used on the inner corner. So this, they say it's a blush, but it honestly looks like a dark. Like, it looks more like a highlighter slash blush. I'd probably use it more as highlight. And then the blush. So we will actually go in with a different bronzer than any of those, because those are not gonna work. So I'm gonna go with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It, and this is the shade Medium. So this is really pretty. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it, but not too much. Let's see, you might be able to see the sparkle. Yes, you can see a little bit of the sparkle over here. And I'm just going to use this big fluffy Moda brush. Just use this to bronze up the skin. And this bronzer is so nice and so affordable. Like, I love affordable makeup. That's why I love going to Ulta, because they have their drugstore side and then the high-end side. So I can get some of everything I like. And you get Ulta points. So that's why I prefer there, because I will rack up the points. Okay, next up, we're going to contour with a Y11 brush. This is pretty much the same brush that I use for the under eye setting powder. So they don't have the Gilded collection anymore on Morphe, but it's the same brush. So I'm going to go into the shade Donuts in this Morphe Highlight and Contour palette. This is the 8L palette. So I'm just going to go into this shade to contour out. Just take that in and contour. And I really only contour my cheeks and my nose. It's weird. With the powder contour at least. With the other stuff, I just rely on the bronzer. And then I'm going to take that same brush we used to blend out the cream contour on the nose and just take a little bit of the powder on the nose just to complete the look. And then I'll go in with that little powdery brush and just dab it on just to make sure it's not too stark of a line of contour. So yeah, next up we are going to go back into that Profusions palette and go into the more matte bronzer, and it's called Bliss. And use, or not bronzer, blush, and use a JH04 brush, so it's just this angled brush, and put some blush on. Ooh, this is a very pigmented blush. It's way more pigmented than the other shades. I think with drugstore products, I've noticed you really have to like get the first layer of product off for the products to really work good. And then for highlight, we're gonna use that Visionary highlight from the palette. And I'm gonna take a JH09 brush. Just looks like this. Just take a little bit of highlighter. It's pretty blinding, if I do say so. Ooh, I like that highlighter. So it seems like the highlight and the brush in this palette are the best. The other ones, I think I have to work with them a little bit more just to get that top layer off to be able to really work with it. So before I put setting spray on, I'm going to use a ColourPop eyeliner, cream gel eyeliner in Get Paid. We're going to put this just on the waterline. Just zoom in a tiny bit so you can see it. And this is just like a really pretty coppery eyeliner. And it goes really good. So if you can see the difference, it kind of pops up in the eye a little bit. And ColourPop makes some really, really good eyeliners. So I really want to get their like whole collection of the cream gel eyeliners. So that's like $100. So I'll hold off for a little bit on that. Next, we're gonna use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut setting spray that we used to spray our brush earlier, and just spritz the whole face. Oh, it smells so good. It straight up smells like coconuts. And I love it. And then for the lips, let's zoom you guys in even more so you can see the mascara and the lips. So I'm going to use a Morphe liquid lipstick, and this is the shade Virgin. So I love Morphe's packaging for their liquid lipsticks. They look at this. For their glosses, they're clear, which I really like. So we're just gonna go, actually, we need to put some lip liner on first. What am I thinking? We're gonna go in with the NYX Nude Lip Liner. It's the retractable one. So it just looks like this. We're just gonna use a little bit of lip liner. So let's put this on. And then because I have the scar here, I go down the middle with this just to kind of hide that scar a little bit. And then on either side to balance it out. And then on the top, because I made the bottom look so full, I kind of do a crisscross. And that will make the top look just as full. I already have good sized lips, so this just enhances them. And this is like the best nude liner I found. I use it pretty much every makeup tutorial. Anytime I'm doing my makeup, I use that lip liner. So this is the Morphe liquid lipstick. So just put this on. And this like perfectly matches that nude lip liner. Definitely going for a nudes feel today. My shirt is kind of the brightness. It's a like emeraldy green today, so that's the brightness for the look. So that's the lip liner and lipstick. It's very pretty and I like it. And it will set down really matte. Next up, for the mascara, I have been using this L'Oreal eyelash primer for about a week now. And I really like it. It just makes my eyelashes look so long and really helps since I don't wear falsies all that much because my eyelashes are super long already. So I just put this on the top lashes. I don't put it on the bottom lashes. It's not needed for my bottom lashes. But this really does help to make sure my lashes curl up. So yeah, if any of you have gotten a lash lift before, let me know if you liked it or anything, because I've been really considering doing that, or maybe getting an at-home kit and filming how to do it, or my experience with it. So let me know if you've done that before and how your experience was, whether you got it professionally done or you did it at home. Was it worth it for your eyes? Because I don't want to get eyelash extensions because that's just way too much upkeep for me. Not my cup of tea. And then my tried and true favorite mascara, the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. I love this. I have it in the waterproof version too. So we'll put this on. This is like, even when I do pretty much all high-end makeup, I will still go for this mascara. It is so good. That's something the drugstores really do compete very well with high-end makeup, is mascaras and highlighters. Those are the two things they really have down, and sometimes they're way better for the price. Like, I will judge something that's more expensive harsher than if it's cheaper. Like this Profusion palette, if it had the same problems and it was like a Natasha Denona palette, I'd be like, no, it is not worth the price. But for affordable makeup, I'm willing to work a little bit more if it is a good color and product and it's affordable. I know that might sound bad, but if you're paying more for a product, I have higher expectations for it, honestly. Let's finish off these eyes, and then our look will be complete. So I'll zoom you back in. So this is the completed look that we get with all this affordable makeup. I love affordable makeup. I started pretty much wearing Wet n Wild exclusively because it was just so affordable. And yeah, that's just how I think most people start out with makeup is the super cheap drugstore makeup when they're like middle school, high school. And yeah, I didn't really get into makeup till later, so I was on that drugstore kick for a lot longer than most people are. But yeah, this is a complete look with all of this makeup. You can get it pretty much all at Ulta or Walmart. That's where I get most of my makeup. Hi everybody, so we're checking in. It's now 10:14 and this foundation so far from far away, it wore really well. You can't see really my redness. The only stuff you can really see is a little bit of glitter. So I'm gonna take a mirror and just look all up close, and it just looks really pretty and still has that nice finish, and I really like this foundation. So this is a foundation I would 100% recommend, especially for the summer since it has SPF 50. So go out and get this foundation. It's great. They do have more shades than always what is at Walmart. Sometimes it's online, or Ulta now has it in store. So check it out. It's great. Make sure you check out my Instagram. It's m.hartman5. I post some looks that I do that I don't always make a video with, and my puppies, you can see them, they're so cute. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.